May profits be upon you. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Last week was not an easy week because there was a lot of consolidation. There was a lot of correction, and and you have to expect that in the markets, in the currencies, after an impulse, right? After a rally or a drop. So, I'm not, what am I doing here? I'm not exactly surprised with that, right? But let's take a look at the RT money meter. Let's get down to business, shall we? All right, I'm just glad to see you. Glad to see you. Let's take a look at the rankings for this week. Now, the RT money meter tracks the rate of change of each currencies from a futures perspective. We're looking at the individual futures of the individual currency futures, okay? And we're tracking it over a 15-week period, and I update this every week, okay? And what we see from last week, from the 18th to today, is that US dollar still maintains the #1 ranking. An incremental weakness, it moved down a little bit, but still way stronger than everybody else. All right, the CAD went from -217 to this week -51. Listen, something about the CAD, man. If we expand this a little bit, right? We'll move it over just a hair. Bam. All right, we see the CAD went from -36 to -217, back up to -151. An incremental move, but is this a harbinger of things to come? I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to take a look at the CAD. All right. The euro moved from -326 from the third spot to the fourth spot at -270. Yes, it did get a little stronger. Incremental move up. All right. It's trending in the other direction against the US dollar. Very interesting. All right. Let's go to the Swiss. Swiss went from -481 to the third spot, from third to -91. Now that is a significant jump. All right. That's not a little bit. That's not incremental. All right. So I am favoring Swiss franc strength plays this coming week. Got it? All right. Aussie -588 last week. This week -484. A move of one basis point, I guess. Just it got a little stronger. Look at this, pound from the sixth spot to the sixth spot. All right, Aussie and pound may have stayed in the same ranking, but -747 to -575 is not just an incremental move. All right, you saw the UK is trying to take steps, stave off that inflation, stave off a recession, and they are raising their rates. So it's interesting to watch this. So I might be in favor of looking at pound strength plays against weaker, like the yen and maybe New Zealand, but we see that it is trending to the upside, right? New Zealand dollar went from -827 to -722, an incremental move to the upside. And the yen, although it's still the weakest of them all, Bank of Japan is still maintaining, buying up bonds and keeping the yen devalued. They're trying to keep they're trying to keep it weak, and they're doing so. So I'm going to be looking to take weak plays against the weak plays for the yen. I'm looking to pit the stronger currencies against it. All right, but let's take a look at the Dixie real quick. Not the Dixie, but the US dollar index. All right, the futures now. And what I want you to know is two things. One, this is still very bullish. We're looking on the daily right now, right? If we look on the weekly, I want to show you something really quick. All right. There you go. There is something that I saw in the Dixie here. All right. No, it's here. Okay. Between here and here is a fair value gap. From the bottom of this candle to the top of this candle, with this candle in between. All right. And what price normally does is fill. Let me mark this. Boom. Okay. And we'll color it like so. All right. What price likes to do is come back and fill those gaps. It just does. There's a lot of orders in here. All right. On a smaller, smaller time frames or whatever, a lot of transactions taking place there, and price comes back and mitigates. Well, I mean, it comes and fills those gaps. We call them imbalances, call them fair value gaps, call it whatever you want. But price, or some people call it missing price, and price comes to fill in those blanks. And look where we are. Price came up and tapped that fair value gap, right? It actually touched it. I don't know why it isn't touching on here. On the Dixie, it shows touch, but on the futures, not. It's very interesting. Okay, I'll go with that. And in either case, I believe that gap's going to get filled. Price is going to be drawn up to that gap. Okay, and I want you to also notice, just know something. This is a bullish market, man. This is a bullish market. And what has price done? Impulse, right? Correction. Next impulse. All right. And then price pulls back here. All right. For a larger correction, but within the same impulse. You understand? So how do we know? How do we know? Look at this corrective action and then a new impulse. After every correction comes an impulse. After an impulse comes a correction. And then an impulse. That's the way it works. All right. If you're looking at wave theory, all right, this was the new wave. Okay. Impulse, correction, impulse. All right. And what do I expect? After this week, look at this week. Look at this weekly candle here. Sorry. All right. Look at the weekly candle here. All right. It closed bearishly. Look at the week prior. It closed bullish, but this is a doji, right? A doji, and the next candle is an inside candle. If we go to the daily, this becomes pretty pronounced. After this correction, look, the impulse breaking the high, touching off at the fair value gap. And then we have the correction. Look at this candle and look at the candles after. A whole week spent within, these are inside candles within this daily candle here, which was a correction. All right. What do I expect? I expect another impulse. I expect another bullish impulse in a bullish market. And let me show you something. You see this? Boom. All right. This is forming a pennant. And this is the pole. All right, this is the flagpole. All right, and that's usually, you see that formation, this thing is usually a bullish formation. So I'm looking for more bullishness to come into this market with a target to fill this fair value gap. Now, this may take more than a week, but I believe that we'll start to see that swing. All right, from here. Look for a, I'll go to the 4 hour. Look for a, let's see if I can get rid of that. See demand chain that has formed. All right. I look for some, maybe a sweep of a low. All right. Maybe we come back down to this zone here, but I what did I just do? Put my, okay, thank you. All right, but I suspect from around this zone here, we'll see price make its way up, taking the highs, taking these highs to take the buy side liquidity, and maybe we find some a pullback there, and then a continuation. Maybe we get this impulse, we get the correction, and then another impulse here. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. With a, again, if you look at the numbers, you look at these numbers here, this is where I'm looking for price to get to within the next 2 weeks, because after it fills this, I believe that we're going to come down. I believe this is July will be a down month for the Dixie, for the US dollar. All right, but we'll talk more about that as we move along. Okay, as we move along in time, I'll just look for updates. But I have that reason to believe. All right, one of the reasons why I believe that we might get a pullback up here is because look at how price reacted here with that impulsive move to the downside here. I believe this supply here, which rejected price here, price didn't quite get it there, but I believe a sweep of those highs, I believe a sweep of these highs, the buy side liquidity makes sense. A pullback after that, a break above to take out this zone, and then we'll come back to the demand that was left behind, so we can finally take that out, and then we'll see a drop. Let me know in the comment section, smash the like button for me, and let me know in the comment section if that makes sense to you. Let's go to the CAD. All right. Now on the CAD, I'm going to keep this thing real simple. All right. Oh, this was a lovely drop. I mentioned this in my last forecast. I hope people took advantage. Let's see. You see that we left these relative equal lows behind here. We're going to get rid of all of this. All right. You see that we left the relative equal lows down here. You see that this market is a down market, right? Right. But it's been swinging. It's been swinging up. All right. And what do I think? What do I think is in the future? I believe we may see. Look at this. We see the push down. We see the lower low. A break above this high would indicate to me, a break and close above that high would indicate to me that price will see higher prices. All right, because this would represent a break of supply. I should be looking at this on the daily. I don't know why I'm looking at this on a 4 hour. All right, let's see. Okay, supply. All right, but whenever I see this kind of configuration, all right, where there's a low made, a pullback, a lower low, a push to the high side that doesn't take out that low, look at the pullback here, the correction. All right, after an impulsive move like that, a correction, and there's a good chance that we end up going higher. All right, I'm thinking that's what we're looking at. After this impulsive move to the downside, you have to expect price to consolidate. All right, and because we didn't take out this low here, all right, and left those relative equal lows there, all right, you got to think of this as a possible target, of course. All right, but this is demand, and demand held. If price comes back down here, I believe we take that low. Let's get that straight. But we are in the summer, folks. We are in the summer, and the gas prices and usually go down during the summer. No, not really. All right, usually goes up because of usage, right? All right, so we have the last down candle before the aggressive move to the upside. Prices come down here and found support. We haven't gone past the midpoint here, so I have reason to believe that there's a good chance that we may get a deeper correction. Price just doesn't keep going down. Price just doesn't just keep going down, not without some consolidation. Now, maybe we see a sweep of the highs and then come down. That's fine. But I believe there might be some short-term longs coming. I mean, short-term bullishness coming. So, I'm not too in favor of CAD pairs this week. Be honest with you, I have to look at the individual pairs, and stay tuned for updates. Smash the like button for me, will you please? There you go. All right, let's move on to the Swiss. All right, Swiss. Now I'm getting rid of all of this. All right, boom. On the Swiss, obviously, impulse, correction. This is part of that correction. All right, and the fact that we didn't break the supply, I mean, the demand zone, the fact that we didn't make a lower low here, and this strong impulsive candle to the upside makes me think we're going to see some more strength in this pair, at least for the short term. All right, and with this correction, the way it's going, whew, I mean, this was a bearish market, very strong move to the downside. All right, and the next the next tier of support, we came down all the way down here. I'm looking as prices climbing up here, so I'm expecting price to continue to climb. All right, I think that makes sense. Maybe we'll see 62.20, 62.50 here. Let's see, boom. Let's see, boom, right? I like that number. I like that number. Maybe, hold on. Maybe here. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at. And we have a weak zone of supply there, but I like this area. See, I like this area here because it's seen a lot of interaction. So I'd like to see price reach there. I like to see price reach there at 106. Yeah. 675, right around here. Okay. Let's go to smash the like button for me. All right, and let's see. What we got here? This is the euro, bearish. All right, we can see that. Not my favorite pair to play. All right, let's get rid of all of this. Let's get rid of all of that. That's from last week's thing. All right, what do we see here? All right, I'm looking at price, push down, correct, push down. All right, and then we have a strong correction here. All right, a deeper correction. All right, well within this zone. So definitely looking at this as a zone of supply. Hello, a zone of supply here. And you can see we tapped it. All right, now I'm starting to look for weak highs and weak lows, right? All right. We have the push, we have the correction, we have the push, we have the correction. Should we be expecting another push? This looks like a bear flag to me after a impulsive move to the downside. All right, we have this correction. Look at here. That's all I'm saying. Look at how look at the price action. You see where we're at. Look at the price action. All right. I'm looking for another move down. All right. Just like the inverse, I'm looking for here on the US dollar index. I'm looking for that move up. All right. I'm looking for that move down on the opposite end of the with the euro. I mean, with the euro, I'm looking for that individual weakness to continue. This is a bearish market. All right. And we have an impulse. We have this correction. This looks like a bear flag. And it seems to me that, let's see, we have a target of 1.0367. Thinking that, you know, we're going to take this low and we're going to come visit this low. Yeah. All right. I mean, we are in a zone of supply, and I'm looking for price to give us those indications of bias that we can trade. So I'm looking for price to set up for bearish price action here. Yeah, it closed last week on a bullish candle, but look at, just like on the Dixie, look at all these inside candles, right? We didn't move a whole lot during the week, just like with the US dollar index. I'm looking for that next move to the downside. Make sense? All right, let's move on to the Aussie dollar. All right, we can get rid of all of it. Okay, and what do I see? All right, we have a bearish market. It's still bearish, right? I mean, does anybody have a problem with seeing that? And the fact that it's so bearish, and the last, look at this. We have the impulse here. We have an impulse here. We have the correction. All right. But that correction could be a correction like so, and then come down. It could be. All right. However, we had this pullback here, and we had a break of that low. All right. Prices pulling back now. I like what it's forming. I like this bearish action. This looks like it's preparing for a lower move, and I'm going to be looking at Aussie dollar for weakness this week. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be looking for more weakness in the Aussie dollar, and it's not strong. There's an interest rate decision coming, not next week, but the week after. So, you know, maybe we might see, a hike the rates and trying to stave off this global inflation and whatnot. But I am looking for more weakness to come in this market. We have an impulse. This is corrective, and it didn't just dither. It took out some lows here. So I'm looking for maybe price will find its way to a round over and start heading towards a lower target. Now we'll take a look at the pairs. The team will take a look at those pairs for this coming week for sure. All right, but I am looking right around this low here, 6829. I'm looking for that to get touched up. All right, breaking that low. And if we break this low, this represents demand. If we break demand, that means we should be looking for shorts. Okay, look for the pullback for shorts. All right, price could come back all the way up there now. Doesn't matter. We're looking on the for us. We're looking on the futures chart. So maybe we get a sweep of the high, and then we can get this round over. I'm hoping that we get that round over soon, because I see more bearishness than short-term bullishness. But we might get the short-term bullishness, and then we get the round over here. All right. Smash that like button. All right. We're moving on to New Zealand dollar. All right. New Zealand dollar. Ooh, this is very bearish, just like the Aussie dollar. All right. If we get rid of all of this, all right, and we just take a fresh look at this, there's just lots of lower lows and lower highs, right? And I like the fact that during this corrective action here, all right, we formed a zone of supply here, right? Did we take out the top? I like to point this out because a lot of people see that wick beyond that means, hey, we broke the high. I mean, we violated the supply here and that's it. We broke it. We broke that protected high. And for me, I need to see a candle form like so. I need to see a candle form like so. This candle, the black one, has to look like that. For me, I need to see a break and a close to convince me that price is demonstrating an intention to go higher. All right. When we're in the world of lower lows and lower highs and supply and demand, you know, it's one thing to break the high, it's another thing to show intent as far as the market is concerned. So I look at this as supply held and forced price to a lower low, a break of that structure. After a break of structure, what do you expect? A return to impulse, right? So we could see some short-term bullishness because this is all of this here, all of that is corrective. All right. We can see some short-term bullishness, no doubt. All right. Does the bullishness come all the way up here? That's gonna that's a big ask. That's maybe 2 or 3 days away. All right. I'm looking at this area here. That might be the area where we find price may go. We might sweep the high, might sweep that high here, this one here. We might sweep that high and then come down. All right. Maybe we can start coming on down here because just like with the Aussie, this area here might be the area where we find price rolls over. So I'm going to be looking at that way or up here. Either way, when I'm pointing this out, I'm looking for sells. I'm looking for a down bearish bias. Okay. If it happens sooner, great. If I have to wait, great. But I'm looking for price action to lead the way on that. Okay. We'll move on to the next one, which is pound futures. All right. Oh man, this was just great last week. Great last week. Can I get rid of this? Thank you. All right. Obviously, you can see that it's a down market, breaking lows, lower lows, lower highs. Very similar to the New Zealand futures that we just looked at. We took out the high, swept that high, but we didn't break the zone. The zone held and forced a lower low to be made. Here we are in correction. I love to see corrections because then all I have to do is look for the next impulse to set up for a bearish move, right? This is correction and we could be setting up a bear flag. And as soon as we get indication from price action that price wants to continue lower, all right, I don't think we take out this high. If we do, that's fine. We take a sweep and then, but I think we might see price start to round over maybe from this point. Okay. I'm looking for more bearishness in the pound. All right. Smash the like button. Let's go. All right. Let's go to the yen futures. All right. This is the last one. Let's get rid of all of this. I don't know who didn't clean up this mess. I got to get my department straightened, man. I'm going to fire all those guys. All right. All right. So what I want to point out is this is a zone. Come on, man. This is a level. All right. This is a level that is a major breakout zone. All right. A major breakout level. Excuse me. All right. Major breakout. All right. Because of the look at the structure. Just look at the structure. Look at the weekly. All right. That is major. Look how price reacted once it got there. Once it got there. All right. But what we're looking at is a very large head and shoulders, aren't we? All right. And this is the neckline. We should be seeing this amount head down here, right? I don't know if we're going to get all of that. All right, that's the measured move. I don't know if we're going to get all of that down to there, but I am expecting price to continue down lower. All right, and we've already broken the neckline. It's all right, making the right shoulder here, and I do believe. Oh, look at that. All right, so not only did we break that level, all right, but we also, can I take that? Thank you. We also broke this level. All right. These are major breakout levels. Why would I be thinking bearish or bullishly? Now, we could get some short-term bullishness. Yes, we could. Why? Why would we get short-term bullishness? Because after every impulse comes a correction, right? Now, I'm sorry to switch everything around so quickly. All right. But we have an impulse on a lower scale. We have an impulse. We have a correction. We have another impulsive move to the downside. So we should expect some kind of correction, right? And where I will be looking is at this area. Come on, man. This area right here. This area. Wow. What is that? Supply. All right. I'll be looking at this area right here. All right. And maybe price comes above. All right. Sweeps the high, mitigates this zone, and then comes down. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So I'm looking for nothing but bearishness. I'm looking for price to continue bearishly. And I'm going to be with the Bank of Japan and their policy of keeping the yen devalued. I'm going to put this up against stronger pairs. I hope you enjoyed the looks at the futures. All right. I hope you enjoyed this weekly outlook. All right. Smash that like button, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell notification so that you can catch me on the updates. I did a lot of updating this week, so you want to catch those updates. Leave comments, leave me some feedback so that I know that I'm not speaking to myself. Okay. I don't enjoy that too much. All right. I want to know that I have somebody out there who finds value in this. All right. And that you're right to say, hey, this is a waste of time. Let's just go to the individual FX pairs. All right. You can do that. That's why I make separate videos for them. All right. But if you find value in this and the outlook using the futures perspective and the individual currencies and their strengths and weaknesses, hey, that's what I want to know. I want to know. I need that feedback. So thank you for your time. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your time on this. And I'm trying to get this thing to show 2 weeks. All right. And we'll see how well we do this week. Enjoy the week. Look for the next videos. Thank you.